Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Today is day 9 and we are going to Honduras. Perfect. It's a Lempira. I never heard of this varietal, so it's gonna be something new also for me. It's a washed. Okay. Caramel, milk chocolate, citrus. Number 9. I hope everybody had a good weekend. And now it's time to make coffee. So today I'm going to brew with a brewer that I haven't used since ages. The name of the brewer is called Mountain, and the company name is Torch, and he's from Japan. So as you can see, it looks kind of like a Honduran or a Calita. Or anyway, like a flat bottom brewer with a steep wall, and it has one big hole in the middle and 4 small one here. There is no ridges to lift, let's say, the paper from the bottom. I don't remember how it was brewing this dripper, so yeah, we will find out. Okay, so from this coffee, let's go always 15. Okay, and I'm going to grind this coffee at, let's go to, it's a washed. I want to push, let's say, okay, let's do this today. Let's start with 24. So, okay, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm gonna blend the coffee. And then we're going to talk about the method that I will use today. We have our coffee ground at 24 clicks. I'm gonna put it in the tray so you can also see the size. Okay. This is, let's say, I already said that for a wash, usually I go more like coarser, like 26. So 24 is a kind of like borderline for me. So what I want to do today is to achieve a brew with a bit higher intensity, okay? Grinding a bit finer, it will increase the contact time in between coffee and water. It will increase the contact surface in between coffee and water. So the water is going to be able to extract more solids from the coffee, and this give a higher intensity. And then depending on how much water we put, and also the agitation and all the other, of course, variable, the refreshing, how many pours we do, we control the extraction. Okay. I'm gonna put the paper. So actually no, it's a ceramic, so I will put the paper wet and then start to brew. So let's talk about the method. We will do 15 to 40. Okay. We will start with this 15 to 40. And then we will do 40 grams of water for the first pour, for the bloom. And then we will do 50, and then a long 100 pour at the end. In this way, what I want to achieve, I want to extract a lot at the beginning and reduce extraction at the end by doing a long pour, okay? Without splitting the last 100 grams into pours, because if I split into pours, then the last pour is going to give a higher extraction. So using the last pour 100 grams, in theory, I should reduce the extraction. Now, I don't remember, as I said, how this dripper works. If it's slow, if it's fast, we will see. Anyway, Let me put the paper. Use the Kalita 185. As always, as I said previously, always from the bottom. Okay. Drop in the middle. Okay. Where do you go? Stay here. Yeah. Sometimes this happens, but don't worry about that. Okay. Okay, nice and warm. Temperature of water 90 degrees. I have the sensation that this is going to be a bit slow. I don't know, I don't remember, honestly. But anyway, perfect. So let's place it now here. Okay, coffee in. Okay, and let's go. Let's have 40. Okay. Now I will do 50. Let's put a bit of agitation inside as well. Let's put a bit of turbulence inside the pour. Okay. And go for the last 100. Okay, it's going a bit slow. And that is probably, even if you see the large hole, even if you saw the large hole in the bottom with the 4 holes, but because the paper was sticking on the bottom without ridges, without lifting the paper just a bit, so the brewer doesn't have a big airflow. But the coffee is draining, it's not clogging, and I'm curious to see with this coffee and this method what we will achieve. The aroma is very chocolatey. It's not very bright. It's not coming in your face. It's a bit like heavy aroma, sweet, heavy chocolate aroma. Fair enough. Okay. Let's take a cup. Okay. Okay, honestly, with you, I was expecting worse. Maybe because I wanted to change some variables. Maybe, I don't know. It's nice when everything works at the first time, you know? But as I said, like this, it's not all about lucky. But as I was saying yesterday, in the video from yesterday, taking notes, knowing the variables, how to start brewing, it's already half of the job. So yeah, let's see. Exactly, that's what I wanted. As I said, I want a higher strength, higher TDS. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Extraction wise, now I want to tell you a trick. Okay, that's why I wanted to go high TDS, because what I was saying yesterday, I don't remember when I was saying that high TDS, okay, can be a bit tricky with the flavor notes or to understand the characteristic of the coffee, if it's well extracted. It's a bit difficult, okay? So, how do you know if you cannot understand if the coffee has been brewed good? Okay, if the flavor notes are there, or is it over extracted? Is it under extracted? In this case, it didn't come out dry as a high strength, so I think that for this coffee, having 150, 153, it works. It's very, okay, the coffee is chocolatey and also it's very citrusy, as actually the box was saying, it's very lemony. Now, how do you understand if you could extract more from this coffee, okay? If I could, like, I don't know, put 10 grams more of water, or even 20 if I increase extraction. Sometimes when there is a high TDS, you don't understand. It might be a bit dry, but you don't know if it's from acidity or bitterness. So what you do, this is when you have a new coffee. How do I understand if I need to go fine, I need to go coarse, like what I need to do? I need clarity in this coffee, okay? But it's not very clean. The strategy is to what remains, so you try a bit. What remains, okay, you do a sort of bypass, okay? Meaning adding some hot water post-brewing, okay? Why? Adding more water, what you're going to do, you're going to modify what is the intensity of the coffee. So you're going to reduce the strength because you add more water, so it's going to be diluted, okay? The total dissolved solids from the total brew, the final cup, because you put hot water after, okay? So the TDS is going to be lower, but the extraction is going to remain the same because you're not gonna add the water to the coffee. You're gonna just add clean water, okay? So there is not going to be any more extraction in the cup. It's going to be only a change of strength. what you extract, it will remain the same. So if it will taste bitter, that means that you extract a lot, but because the TDS was very high, you couldn't understand that, okay? If I'm going to bypass and I see that the acidity is very high, that means that I under-extracted the coffee. But because when there was a high strength, I couldn't really understand it. So bypassing the coffee, reducing the strength, our mouth can read better what's inside the coffee. And then from that, we take action. Okay, so it's just like when you're brewing the first coffee and you don't know, imagine like you don't have even have a refractometer, okay, but you feel that the coffee, I cannot understand it very well, so might be one of the chances that you have a high intensity. So by placing some quantity of water inside the server, you can try to understand, okay. Now, how much water to put? I need to grab another server. Let's use this. Someone was talking about the Melo drip yesterday in a comment. It will come. It's a bit big, but that's what I have right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put the coffee back here to understand how much yield we have in this case, okay? Perfect. Let's say 130. From 130, I'm going to put basically a 10% of the total, okay? So I'm going to put 13. Okay, it came out a bit longer, it's fine. Let's put it back here. Okay, now I start to feel a difference in the coffee. The acidity is high, okay? Yeah, okay, now it's, okay, when you understand when the TDS is going to be right, the aftertaste get better. Okay, you get a lingering aftertaste. Maybe when the TDS is very high, the aftertaste is short and, you know, it's a bit dry. When you reduce the TDS, the aftertaste starts to be lingering. You start to feel again like the salivation in your mouth, it starts to be longer. So that means that the TDS is lower. If I go to check now the TDS of the one that we bypassed, you will see that is lower. Okay, so it's 136, 140. Okay, it's 1.41%. Perfect. So it's one, now the same coffee is 1.41% of total dissolved solids in the coffee. So the cup open a bit more. The coffee tastes good, but I can say is more towards the acidity. For example, now I really don't feel a lot of chocolate like I was doing before. Before I was more chocolatey, okay? But now I feel less. I feel more the acidity, more the citrusy of the coffee. In this way, you understand, okay, the coffee is not dry, okay? The coffee is good, okay? It's a very clean wash coffee. But if I want to do the next brew, I will run 10 more grams of water, probably put them at the end, or I don't know if I would have done, I don't know if I would have split the 100 grams of water in two, so doing 50-50, so doing 40-50, 50-50, 50. I don't think I would have done that because what happened is that if I use the same grind size, then I'm going to have again a high TDS. So in this case, what we need to do, we need to dilute a bit more the brew, okay? And not to dilute as a bypass to just reduce the TDS. We need to also reduce and extract a bit more. So maybe I will do 10 grams more at the end or 20 grams more. So doing, I don't know, 40, 50, 50, 120. Okay, to add 20 grams more of water in the extraction to extract a bit more sweetness, making the cup more balanced. In this case, it will be balance the extraction, extracting more sweetness, so reduce the acidity. If you like the cup like this, you stick like this. There is no, you keep it, okay? If you like the acidity, but if you like a bit more sweetness, add 10 or 20 grams more of water in the last pour, okay? This will increase the extraction, but also it will reduce the strength. So you're gonna end up at the end of the day, without bypassing, with a more balanced cup. And that's the trick. So what I want to explain today is if you start to brew with a new brewer, with a new coffee, and you end up with a high strength, try to bypass it with a bit of water. Usually 10% of what you have in the server after you try it is good. You can even do just a bit more, okay? But 10%, 50% of the yield that you have, that the beverage you have, you will decrease this TDS a bit, you will understand better the coffee. And then for the next one, you take action on what you want to change, basically. Okay? I'm not gonna make another brew because otherwise it's going to be a very long video. I would love to brew more coffee for you, but I'm a bit busy today, I'm working. So I need to cut it, unfortunately. I'll also talk about water as well. Actually, I'm finishing the batch of water today, so tomorrow we will talk about the kind of water that I'm using, the water that I made and making as well for the following days. And so stick around, and as always, interact, ask questions if you have any curiosity. So yeah. That was the coffee from today. It's a very clean coffee, so I will enjoy it. Maybe make another one. We will see. Maybe I will update you with if I manage to make a second one and change some variables. I will update in the comment section in the video. So, all right, everyone. Happy Monday. Full energy, okay, with this week, and I will see you tomorrow with another coffee, another origin, and another brewer. So have a good day. Ciao.